Hey everybody, Dan here, and we are continuing with our single mom rescue series. If you haven't seen part one, please check out part one. I'll go ahead and link to that right here. So we took care of a dangerous intersection in part one, made a huge difference. Your comments and support have been awesome, and she's been reading the comments, and she is just so excited to be a part of social media, be a part of this community, and just watch how you guys are just enjoying this series. So part two, what we're heading to do right now, and as you may be able to see behind me, we got a ladder. We got some tall branches that I'm not going to be able to take completely off because they're just too big. They're just too big for me to handle. I'd have to cut them. I mean, you can't even bear hug the limbs that are coming out. They're that big. But I could try to reach up there and thin out some of it toward the end where it's approaching the house, because our homeowner's insurance is going to give her hell for that. So we have to keep it away from the house. And almost even if we just leave it a stick hanging out, in the future she can get a tree service out there to take that big huge limb down without it falling in the ground and denting. And you know, they got the better equipment, chainsaws and stuff, to handle those really big limbs. I can't handle it that big, but I can make a little bit of a difference. But today, it's all about safety, and I'll show you what I mean. All these trees right here, all of these bushes that are so overgrown, all the way up to the house, causing damage, wood rot. The insurance companies aren't going to put up with that. You got windows here that are being blocked, that it makes a dangerous situation for, you know, a resident. You can't get out easily if there's a fire. People can't get to you if you need help. So this is actually the front entrance. There's a sidewalk right here. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I got my edger. In fact, I have, sorry for the sun, I have in part one a list of all the equipment that we use for this job for the beginning. As you remember, part one, we cleared all this. This was just horrendous all the way down. So part two, we're going to take all of this overgrowth, all of it, gone. We're going to open up this entire house, the entire front of the house. So the street can see her home, and her home can see the street, and create a safer environment for her. We're probably just going to take it all down to the ground. We discussed possibly trying to save some of the stuff, but she was like, you know what, just take it down, get it all cleaned up, because she's going to have painters and people coming here to do some woodwork later on and stuff over time. So we might as well just get it all out of the way, and then, you know, in the summer she can start letting things, you know, as things start to come back, she can start deciding what she wants to do from there. So that's what we're going to do. Sorry about the sun. I did wait purposely today for the sun to get up a little bit higher, but we're going to go from the corner of the house here, and we're going to take all this down. That's just, I mean, it's so in the house, on the roof. The insurance companies, what they end up doing is, I believe Allstate's really picky about it. They'll send you a letter and say, hey, you got 15 days to clear any tree limbs 5 feet away from your house, or we're going to drop your policy. So we got to make sure that that's not going to happen to her. Now, I talked about bringing my ladder and doing a tree. If you see how, I mean, that's crazy. I might be able to take it from here, maybe, and get all of this low-hanging crap out of here. And when we cut this off, and then maybe come out here and cut some off over here and some over here, maybe some things will, you know, this might spring up some. It's a neat little canopy, and I don't want to take it all away, because if you look, I mean, look how big that is. It's as wide as my freaking truck. So I'm not going to mess with that, but I might be able to do something here. And that's what we're going to start with. We'll start taking this tree down in pieces here, this limb, get it away from this stuff here, and then we'll start with this, and we're going to start just taking this all down and exposing her sidewalk, getting all this cleaned out, and then maybe getting this mowed down and get this whole side of the house really cleaned up, really nice. If you could, check out Johnny from Blades of Grass. He sponsored this job with donating his chainsaw to me to go ahead and use as I need. So that's pretty awesome. I'll link to Johnny right up here. That's Blades of Grass Lawn Care. He's got an awesome YouTube channel, and he's got an awesome lawn service. in this area. So check him out, please, and send some love his way. I wish I could get you guys better camera angles, but it's really hard because of the way the sun is right now, but we'll get you some better angles in a little bit. So now we can see our job site. We got this cleared up pretty much enough. I might go back over it at the end of the day and maybe do a little bit cleaning up if I have some blade left. Maybe I'll do some cleaning up, but I mean, she's really gonna need a tree service to come out here. But at least we got it off the job site now. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at what we're gonna do, and let's tackle it. I'm gonna see what I can do about shaping and saving this because it'll match the other side of the driveway there for part 3 for the next one. So we'll see if we can take this down some, shape it up a little bit, clean it up a little bit. But then the rest of this stuff here, that's all going to be gone. And we're going to expose the sidewalk. So we're going to take care of this right now, get this cleaned off, and then we'll go ahead and start working along the house. Be able to make that work. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and pull some of this stuff out, make room for the chainsaw, go in there with my chainsaw now, hack this bed down, get this cleared out. Now we start moving. Why am I doing it this way? Because I don't want to be blind cutting with the chainsaw. I want to try to clear some of this crap out. Not in a rush, not in a race, but I'm not familiar with the property, so I figured let's go ahead and do some manual labor, get it safe, get it clear, then we can go in here and do things. There could be an old, what's it called? Like a metal water spigot coming out of the ground over here, and we don't even know. So it's kind of nice to clear the vines away, see what's going on. We'll throw this stuff right in the back of my truck, take it across the street, load it up for the county to take. Not free, it's part of your county taxes, but I mean it's kind of free, you know. I think we're ready to start shopping. Remember, don't run the blade in the dirt. Gotta be careful for your blade. And I'm sorry about the angle, man, but the sun, so I'm trying to keep you guys out of the sun. Let me get my pick 'em up truck. Let's get this pile picked up. Let's get it cleared away. Let's run this over with that little piece of doo-doo mower and chop up any of this crap, and she could begin mowing it when the season starts. Let me just explain to you guys, you're like, Dan, you work backwards. Why are you doing all this cleanup now? Why don't you keep going? Because of filming. So you guys can watch progress being made little by little as we take it down. I know what you're thinking, and that's exactly why we're using this mower. Like a bush hog, don't care about it. She didn't even pay 80 bucks for it. She said use it, and instead of me out here with a blade on the weed eater, I'm just going to use this, chop it down. If it breaks, it breaks. She don't care. Remember, I'm going to find the edge with the edger too. If I never told you there was a sidewalk here, would you know there was a sidewalk here? What we got left is some pretty good stumps here to get out, and then she'll be able to just mow this with the mower as grass and stuff starts to come in, if she wants to put down sod or whatever. So let me go ahead and chop these off here, and then this section will be done. We'll take a look back and we'll see the progress that we made. We'll go back to the beginning. I'll put a clip in here of the before, and then I'll show you this little bit of after, the progress that we made, and then we'll go on. Well then. Yeah. And so that's why I'm thinking we leave that bush and we let that fill in, because it'll frame the house with these here when we do these on part 3. So that's why I want to leave that. I don't want to just hack everything out of her yard, you know. But so you see how we trimmed the trees off. So now that opened all that up. Now if I didn't trim these tree limbs out, there'd be a whole, it wouldn't look like it looks right now. It'd be overrun by all those tree limbs still. So here we go. Now we're done, and I chopped up everything that was kind of big. I ran it over with the mower multiple times. So she's good to go now. She can mow all this just like normal. And in the future, she's going to get a better mower that's not going to cut so low. So she'll have no problems. And as things grow back, she can snuff them out with the mower, or, you know, get a landscaper in here. So now we move into here. And in here, this isn't really as bad as it looks. It's bad, but it's a lot of tall stuff. There's 1, 2, 3 really tall trees right here that were actually bushes at one point. So there's 1, 2, 3 of those. 4 right here. All that's in the house. That's all coming out. And then we got some little stuff right here. We get this down, we get this out, and we got some little stuff here, and we got a mess of little stuff on the corner there. We'll get all this down, we'll get this mowed, we'll get this blown, and then this whole front of the house will be done. Here we go. If we could get to the sidewalk by the front door, that would be a huge dent out of this job. Episode 2 is the biggest job, but it's safety. We got to get this done. I don't want to make it 2 weekends. I'm going to make it 2 days. So today we worked for 5 hours, and you see what we got done. Let's take a step back. Let's reminisce. Hey Dan, do you miss your zero turn? No, not at all, because I would not bring my zero turn to this property until I do exactly what you see me doing, and that's scalp it down low and find all the crap with that mower. Mowing with a mower like that, doing what I'm doing, is not the right thing to do, guys. So you hit something big while that blade's spinning, you stop that blade right away, you break your crank, crack it right in half, send a rod through the block, you just bought yourself a mower. So be really careful. Alright, so we didn't get all the way done here like I said, but that's okay. That's not too much, and with some fresh arms tomorrow we'll be able to rip through that pretty quick, and then we're going to take it down, and there's windows back in there, so we're going to clear all this away. Same thing, everything's going down to the ground, drag it all out, put it across the street, mow the grass here, and then this whole side is going to be done. Encourage her to get with her landscaper or her lawn service, whoever's going to do her property, to work out these little root balls in the future, later on down the road. That's not very hard to do. You could do it manual with an axe and just keep chopping at it, but she'd be able to get that stuff dug out. There's 3 pretty good systems here that she could get dug out, and then she could put herself like a nice sago palm tree right here, with some nice pretty ground cover in front of it to spruce up the front of her house. That stuff she could do in the future, you know. So I know the more correct way to do this would be to pull the root ball now, but I don't know, she might not want to. She just wants it down to the ground, and then she might let things come back, she said, and then shape it over time as things grow back. So I mean, the stuff is here, you could always work it, you know, as it grows back in. So totally up to her. We're just safety, safety, safety.
Tell me about the whistles. The whistles. Tell me about the whistles. The whistles. Tell me about the whistles.
The latest rage for kids is driving parents and entire neighborhoods crazy. 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 Crazy.
The whistles got woo! The whistles got woo! Whoa! What you want? It's that whoa! And then you got the flow. Hey, trip on the flow. Trip out the flow. Trip out the flow. That's only in the morning. You supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo.
Okay, I made an executive decision. We're not going to go any further for a couple reasons. One, I'm completely out of space on the curb where all this debris goes. This was a lot. Two, I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't use Johnny's chainsaw at all this weekend. I bought a brand new blade for it, but they gave me the wrong blade. And with it not being spring and summer, Andy's and all the lawn shops and everything are closed right now. So, bug. So, I don't want to get an Oregon blade or something like that for his machine. I want to get him, you know, a steel chainsaw, whatever, or chain. And so it was all right. I had a new blade on the pole pruner that you saw me use. So if anything, if you guys have a question about like the KM90 Combi or any Combi by Steel for that matter, and that pole chainsaw you just saw throughout this video, and I'll put some before and afters up in case you forget what we just went through. You just saw that thing do some tremendous work. So that's the second reason. And the third reason is I'm beat. I got 8 hours into this weekend. 5 hours yesterday, and I went home, and 3 hours today. And I'm going to go home with about 8 hours of film to start editing for you guys. So that's about like 8 hours of film is about 16 hours of editing to make about a 45-minute video. So because of all the fast forwarding and time lapsing and editing out stuff, you don't, you know, off camera things that, you know, you're off camera. So it's a lot to do. But let's take a look back. Let's go back out to the street. Let's take a look at the house, and let's compare it with where we were at the beginning with some of the before pictures. So there you go, that's it. We got the yard cut, and the reason why the reason why I cut the grass and I'm using her mower to cut the grass is because I want that little mower to find everything, and cut it or chop it or break the little mower before somebody comes out here with a nicer mower and breaks it. So we're golf coursing it right now, which is fine. This is actually going to be pretty nice yard when it comes spring. This is going to be a pretty nice area here. I'm looking forward to it, what it's going to look like in a couple of months when things start greening back up again in April. But that's pretty neat. We got the sidewalk, we got all this cleared out, so she can now park in her driveway. She can get out and nobody's going to be sitting there on the side of her house. She could see full bright, the street light full bright, so the front of her house is nice and illuminated now. Nothing's blocking her, and that was the whole point of this. This was safety, safety, safety. Single mom rescue, safety, safety, safety. So now, boom, there she goes. She's much safer. Part 3, we're going to start working on this area over here. And, right, boop. We're going to start working on this area over here. We're going to get these bushes shaped up. And we're going to do something with all these in the yard here. She said get it all out. So we'll do something with all that over there. And then these crepe myrtles, what I'll probably end up doing is cutting them at about 5 feet. And see what happens. And if they don't do anything through 2018, then we'll cut them down. Or she can cut them down. Or her lawn guy can cut them down. So that's going to be the plan there. We got some stuff growing on the pump house over there. So we need to get that cleared off. Get all this cleared down. Do some shaping of these bushes over here. And just give her a little side yard. This is actually the front yard over here. And this is actually the side yard. But with the way the house is set up, with the back gazebo and all that, you know, she's going to be enjoying the back. So we need to get this done too. But our priority was dangerous intersection cleaned up. And so that's what we did. And so we could see that car all the way now compared to the way it used to be. Our second priority was safety, safety, safety. So we got that. And now our third priority is let's give her something nice as she's sitting down having her morning coffee, reading the morning paper or whatever, and make it so it's a little bit nicer around the pump house, and people coming down the road here have a nice view of her property. And you know, that just goes with safety as well too, instead of being so secluded. We're gonna have to be careful. We do have some lines up here to watch out for, power lines and stuff like that, but I think we can handle it. Guys, I'm done. I'm beat. I'm pooped. I'm pooped. And I got a buttload of editing to do, so I'm gonna get this video up just as soon as possible for you guys. But I don't like to cut corners. I try to make it with some music. I try to cut with the music beat and all that stuff. So all that takes a lot of time. But I'm getting better at it. I'm getting faster at it. So I'll get this video up as soon as possible. I really do appreciate you guys supporting this series. Your views mean a lot, and your positive comments mean a lot to the homeowner. And I'm learning how to get this better and better and better. So the next project I do with a senior citizen or an Army vet or somebody that needs my help, I want to be able to document it and give you guys a really good show, more or less. Really put it out there, and you know, the more I do and the better I make it, then maybe the more you'll do, and you'll be inspired to follow my footsteps, right? Pay it forward. So there you go. All right, it's Sunday, 1:25. Not bad. I'm gonna go home, start video.